to Spirituality in the 21st Century. I'm Shari Malin from Energy Tarot and Magic, and I'm so glad you've joined me for today's show. I have a great show for you today, so let's go ahead and get started. So this week we have some interesting energies going on. The waxing crescent or gibbous moon begins the 1st, and it will be in Taurus through the 2nd. You're still going to benefit from the drop in tension that comes with a moon in Taurus. Your thoughts will slow down. It might be difficult to motivate yourself and others, so this is a good time for resting. Your health vulnerabilities at this time are throat, neck, and thyroid, so please be careful not to strain your throat muscles. Do what you can to avoid catching cold or the flu, and this is especially important because right now we're dealing with the coronavirus, and they're talking about it becoming a pandemic, so not to panic you, but it's a good time to wash your hands, don't touch your face if you can avoid it. Try not to touch other people, fist bump instead of handshakes, things like that. And you want to avoid any throat or jaw surgery at this time because it's just not a good time for it. Then we move on to the first quarter moon in Gemini on the 2nd, and the lethargy from the moon in Taurus will pass and people will become more active. You'll feel stronger emotional sensitivity, and you might feel needy for socializing. So it's a time to spend time with your friends and family. You want to guard against falling under the influence of others that can lead to danger and mistakes in your life. People tend to buy things they don't really need during this time. And you may lose time in futile contacts with people, meaning that while it's a good idea to connect with people, you may find yourself wasting time looking for connections where there aren't really connections. And then you may also feel an urge to visit unnecessary places or attend unnecessary events. Just because they feel unnecessary doesn't mean that they are, and it may be that you just need that particular energy at that moment. So don't feel like you have to stay home. Instead, consider what is the value of giving up time in exchange for whatever you think you're going to get from attending an event or going to a particular place. Your emotions may become amplified, but it will remain, and they will remain shallow. So it's kind of a little weird thing where you'll feel really strongly about something, but ultimately it doesn't matter. People easily meet with each other, but later find the connections not to be satisfying. So if you're making friends during this time, you may want to consider what is the long-term viability of this connection? Is it really a true connection, or is it just something I'm seeking at this time because of the energy around me? You may try to do everything at the same time, but later shed everything you've done and then leave things unfinished. So this would not be the greatest time to start new projects. If you're so inclined, know that you're going to have to heavily motivate yourself to finish what you're working on. Traveling short distances to satisfy the need for new impressions is recommended. So if you're feeling just a little restless, this is a great time to check out the new flea market down the road or whatever it is that you're interested in. And spending time meeting with friends and family who are already part of your life is definitely a great use of the time right now. Your health vulnerabilities during that moon in Gemini include the lungs, shoulders, arms, and fingers. You want to spend as much time outside as you can, but dress appropriately for the weather. I know here in Georgia, it's been raining forever. And so going outside, it might be 50 or 60 degrees outside, but if it's raining, it's going to feel colder than it might have been earlier. And you want to make sure that you're wearing appropriate clothing and keeping warm and dry. Try not to do heavy lifting and avoid straining your shoulders. This is a big thing for me. I have neck issues, and I almost always will overdo something and end up with a catch in my shoulder, and it just drives me crazy. So be careful with that. And then let your hands and fingers rest. If you spend a lot of time typing like I do, this would be a good day to take off and not worry about getting as much typing done, things like that. From there, we're going to move on to the waxing gibbous moon in Cancer for the 3rd and the 4th of March. Cancer moons often leave people feeling sensitive, so kind of keep that in mind as you're interacting with people. Now is the time to go deep into your own inner world. Spend some time looking at what's going on inside and why do you feel the way you feel and how are you interacting with other people. It's best not to rush decisions during this time, so take your time, think about the outcomes that you want, and then make choices and take action slowly. Spend time in comfort and treat yourself. This is a good time for a manicure, a pedicure, maybe a massage, something to help you relax and focus inward again. Your health vulnerabilities include your chest and stomach, and you want to try to avoid overeating or overtaxing your lungs during this time. Moving on, we get to the waxing gibbous moon in Leo. This is for the 5th and 6th of March. People will be more energetic and optimistic during a Leo moon. We feel as though we can do anything and everything, and you want to be careful not to wear yourself out with that feeling. You crave appreciation and compliments. This would be the time when you might reach out to people that you otherwise wouldn't and ask for feedback, because you're kind of fishing for that appreciation and compliment. Be generous with kind words to others because you're asking for them. It's a great time to know that other people need them too and to share them with them. This is a good time for celebrations, presentations, and social events. So spend some time out and about and among people. Your health vulnerabilities at the time: the heart, the arteries, diaphragm, and back. So you want to avoid stress and strain all the way across the board. So finally, for the end of the week, we have a waxing gibbous moon in Virgo. That's for the 8th. And then there will be a full moon on the 9th, and I'll talk about that one actually next week. The Virgo moon means that people become rational and practical. So we've gone from this kind of emotional mess of craving attention and compliments to let's be rational and practical about ourselves. Small details will appear more important than they are and can lead to arguments over seemingly insignificant things. So keep that in mind when you are dealing with your partner. And from friends and family, that you're probably nitpicky and they are too, so don't take things personally. People become more disciplined and responsible, diligent and careful, but only in the small detail areas. So you might spend 30 minutes cleaning the stove, but you left the rest of the kitchen a mess. Keep that in mind. Again, this is ways that we interact with each other at this time. So the other person that you're interacting with that's frustrating you, they're feeling the same frustrations you are. It's just difference in how you communicate with them. There's not enough intuition or ability to foresee future consequences at this time, so it's not a great time for big, important, and risky decisions. Always listen to your intuition, but if it seems like it's whispering instead of shouting, that doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that you're not receiving as fully. You may want to work on aligning your energy a little bit better at that time. It's a great time to do routine work, precision over big picture. So again, maybe detailing the stove in the kitchen is something that you needed to do 6 weeks ago, but you didn't feel like it. So now you do it. But at the same time, don't forget you need to sweep the floor too. The health vulnerabilities at this time include the lower abdomen and intestines. So you want to choose a diet that's easy on your stomach at this time. Some crystals and herbs that you can work with as the spring is approaching, because we have the spring equinox is coming on Thursday, March 19th, 2020, sneaking up on us. So we want to kind of prepare for it. Plus the energies, especially here in Georgia, the daffodils are up, the trees are blooming. And so the world is saying spring is coming. It's time for us to pay attention. So let's talk about some crystals that can help you with the energies that are coming and help you prepare to work with them. First, I have green aventurine, which you've probably seen me do some crystal grids and know that I love green aventurine. It'll connect you to Persephone, the Greek goddess of spring. It carries a great connection to the earth and provides better understanding of nature. So if you're feeling like you're a little disconnected from the earth, maybe need a little bit of grounding, right now, green aventurine would be a great stone for you to be carrying with you. It's a wonderful stone for gardening. So all those people who like to go outside and get your hands dirty and plant whatever it is you like to plant. I have a black thumb, so I don't even try anymore. But it's a great stone for that. I would even recommend maybe putting some green aventurine into your flower beds as a way to help you connect with them as well. It stimulates growth, and it will open up your heart chakra to soothing and loving vibrations. So if you're feeling maybe a little combative or embattled, this is a great stone to carry for that. The second one is moss agate, and I love moss agate. I have some beautiful pieces that I've held onto for a lot of years, and I just love the way you have the clear pieces and then the green pieces, and they're all melded together, and it's just lovely. This is a great stone for gardeners and agriculturists. It has a deep connection to nature. It brings prosperity, growth, and abundance, and it provides nurturing energy. So this is another stone you may want to consider adding to your garden itself. It will also help you maintain focus and direction. So it's another one that's not commonly used for grounding, but can have that kind of energy. Third stone, rose quartz. I don't know anybody who doesn't love rose quartz. It's a great stone for connecting to your heart and having your heart connect to others. It's associated with the heart chakra and feminine energies and unconditional love. It has a strong connection to spiritual energy and to the earth, and it stimulates love and soothing emotions. So if you're feeling frayed, and I've been frayed lately, but this particular stone is one that I have a lot of, and I keep it close by because it helps to soothe that energy that when you start feeling like you're, shaking just a little bit. It is connected also with Venus, the Roman goddess of love and beauty. So if you're working with her, this is a great stone to use. It is a stone of beauty that connects to the beauty of the new life in spring. Next stone, aquamarine. I love aquamarine. I've always loved the beautiful rainbows that you find in those pieces. It harnesses the soothing and cleansing powers of water. And as a Pisces, I connect really deeply with water stones and other energies. It powerfully nurtures and renews your emotional body. So again, if you're feeling a little emotionally frayed, this is a good stone to have nearby. It emits a gentle, compassionate energy. So I strongly recommend get yourself a piece of aquamarine, set it where you're going to connect with it on a daily basis, and maybe even several times throughout the day, just so that you know it's always there. Keep it on your desk, keep it on your altar, wherever you like to spend your time. It will help incline people towards service and generosity. And those of us who live in a service lifestyle, we share of ourselves, we give of ourselves, we connect with others in order to help them. It's good to recharge with something like aquamarine. It's useful for dealing with change. And I know a lot of people are going through a lot of changes right now. 2020 is going to be like that for the entire year. So this is a stone you may want to get familiar with. And it can connect you to the transitioning of the seasons. It's not just day-to-day change, but now we are on a seasonal change, and it's time for you to connect with those energies. The last one, emerald. This is a great stone. I was fortunate enough years ago to find a seller on eBay that sold mine run ends of emerald and citrine. And so I have more emerald than most people probably do. So if you don't have any emerald, you can find some less expensive pieces of it in a lot of different places. I would recommend looking for mine run ends on eBay because you get a big bag of stuff and you get to dig through it, which I love. And you get more pieces of it than you might otherwise, because if you go and you buy, say, tumbled emerald, you may pay $4 or $5 a piece. Whereas I bought a bag of like 1.5 pounds of stuff that I had to pick through and probably paid only $5 or $6 for it. So emerald is great for connecting to your heart chakra and the goddess Venus. It will bring forth love, bliss, and beauty with strong, gentle energy. It represents youth and the heart of spring. It symbolizes rebirth, renewal, and growth. So it's really well connected with the spring and the changes that the world is going through right now. It provides healing on all levels and brings a freshness and vitality to the energy that you're working with. These are all really great stones to work with, and check for a bonus episode coming up where I'll create a grid working with these stones. That grid will include all of those stones and a flower of life grid for underneath, and I will share that with you later. Spring is also a great time for planting, and I know I said I have a black thumb, and I really do, but I know a lot of friends and family who enjoy planting their own gardens and then using what they've planted to cook with and work with. And there are some great herbs that you can plant and then cook and work with for the spring. First one, chives. They're great for warding off negativity, and I don't know about you, but I love the flavor. I cook with them a lot. The purple chive flowers can help you learn magic and remember knowledge. So it's great to sprinkle the petals into a dish to keep near you when you study, or you can dip chive flowers in sugar and honey to snack on them while you study. So that can help you with the learning and retention of new knowledge. Another great herb that you can plant and then cook with is cilantro. And we use a lot of cilantro in this house because my fiance is from Mexico and we have traditional Mexican food a lot. I love it. I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. And it also helps to open up your heart to love. It's great for clairvoyance, divination, fertility, abundance, health, healing, keeping secrets, developing passion and peace, protection, retention, and great for weddings. Use it in love sachets and spells. Can protect your protect gardeners and all their households. You can hang it in your home for protection as well. And the seeds can promote peace between people when they're unable to get along. So this is something that you can kind of keep in the back of your mind when you're working on talismans and sachets for your home. This is something that you can place where you know conflict happens. Like if you have kids, put it in their room, put the seeds in their room, and help them balance out their ability to work together. Another great herb for this time of year is basil. It's excellent to support the energy in your heart and solar plexus chakra. So that's here and here. And these are the ones I think we neglect more often than others. So this is the time to support your chakras and get them into alignment. Basil can help you with astral projection, business protection, happiness, love spells, marriage charms, money spells, peace, protection, purification, and safe travel. These are great ways of using basil, and I love the way it tastes. So if you're an Italian cook, you probably use a lot of basil. If you're not, you may not use as much, but it may be time to look at how can I add basil into my life. Another great herb is lemongrass. I adore the smell of lemongrass. It can be used for protection, for repelling evil. It can help with psychic ability, so you can combine it with the chive if you'd like to. It can work on solving problems. It's good for cleansing and it's good for healing. Also, mint. And you know from past episodes, I adore mint, especially peppermint. And it is a great all-purpose boost to just about any kind of spell or talisman that you might be creating. It increases the vibrations of a place. So make sure you've got positive vibrations before you increase them, but then also use the peppermint to help boost the energy you already have. It can expel negative energy, which is great. And it's often used for attracting love, protecting sentimental ties, warding off negativity, fostering dialogue. So if you're having trouble communicating, peppermint is great for you. You want to sustain, it can be used for sustaining physical vigor and memory, recharging energy in adversity, overcoming unconscious fears, improving your well-being, or awakening sexual desire. I use mint to increase power in spells, like I mentioned. The same way that I use garnet in a lot of crystal spells, because it's just a general boost. Peppermint works the same way. Don't miss my Connecting with Your Intuition ritual bath in the holiday and lunar observances portion of this episode. So with the coming spring, this is a great time to work on improving your intuition and your connection with your inner self. So what I'm going to do for you today is we're going to talk about a ritual bath using some of the herbs that we talked about in the herbal section, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you're going to need a quiet, private location with a tub or a pool Depending on your weather, you may want to go outside and do something like this. You can also do this in a shower. It's just a matter of it'll feel a little bit different, and you have to make a little bit of an adjustment here and there, but otherwise it will work. All right, things that you need. Clear quartz. This is going to work in harmony with your body. It brings clear communication from your inner self, and it's clarity overall. Some moonstone to enhance your intuition, calm your emotions, stabilize your emotions, help with healing and evolution, and help you get in touch with your emotions and calm emotional tides. Some amethyst, you know me and amethyst, it's in everything I do, to help you with protection and healing, activating your crown chakra, which is important because that's where your connection to intuition comes from. It enhances intuition overall and enhances meditation, experiences, and psychic visions. Some labradorite, because that will help you protect your aura. And when you're working with this kind of high level energy, you do want to protect yourself. It will help you ground your spiritual energy, so it'll help you reconnect with yourself when you're ready to come back. And it will help with prophecy, past lives, clairvoyance, and telepathy. Moss agate is great for healing, balances the left and right hemispheres of your brain, so you can have a little bit of logic mixed in with the esoteric stuff. It instills courage and perseverance and allows you to let go of anxiety and stress. Then some peppermint to clear your head, basil to calm your, sharpen your senses and uplift your spirit, and lavender to soothe angry spirit and realign your chakras. All of these stones should be fine in water, so you don't have to worry about that. You want to run your bath water at a temperature that's comfortable for you. I like hot baths. I know some people don't, so whatever's comfortable that you can soak in for a little while. It can be done in a shower, and if you do, like me, I don't actually have a tub in our house. We have just a shower stall. You want to put the herbs in a clean cotton bag, and again, you can usually get those at health food stores, and it's more just to keep from making a mess. So if you don't mind the mess, you can always just sprinkle the herbs anywhere you like. You want to drop the bag into the water and let it steep while you fill the tub. So if you're doing this in a shower, set it in the shower under the stream of water as the water is getting warmer. In the tub, you want to let it sit in the water while you're filling the tub, so you give it a little time to kind of make a little bit of a tea with it. Arrange the stones around the tub, or if you prefer, put them in the tub with you, however you're most comfortable. For those of you using a shower, if you have just a shower stall, I would arrange them around the edge of the shower stall on the inside. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just go with what feels right, and you can put the stones in the bag with the herbs if you prefer. And this is especially good if you have very small pieces of the stones. If you've bought, a package of chips of, say, clear quartz, and you just throw a couple of chips into the bag, that way you don't lose them down the drain. You want to step into the water and allow the sensation of that hot or warm water to just kind of rise up as you're lowering yourself into the water. Enjoy the sensation. Feel every part of it. Use every sense you can. What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like even? I like the sound of running water. I enjoy the sound of a running shower because it means I'm relaxing. And if you want to, taste the water. I don't know about you, but water in the shower always tastes just a little bit different than it does in the rest of the house. I don't drink tap water anymore because we've discovered that it makes me sick. So just having a little bit of water on my tongue sometimes, it's a different feeling, it's a different sensation, it's a different taste. And it's something to kind of shock your system, get you into that different state of mind that you need in order to better connect with your intuition. Give yourself time to enjoy this ritual. Don't let yourself get rushed. Don't let anyone be banging on the door or expecting you to be somewhere. This is not something you do on a Friday afternoon when you're getting ready to go out for drinks with your friends. This is what you do on a Sunday morning when you don't have any place to be and there's no one waiting for you, so that you can take all the time that you want. Add more water to the tubs if you need to change the temperature, whatever it is, but take the time. Enjoy the feel of the water, the energy of the stones and the herbs, everything. Just let it all kind of fill you up. Think about how to open up your intuition and how you will trust it more as it opens. Let your energy connect with source. Envision that light coming down from source and into your crown chakra. so that you can absorb the energy from the universe to help you better connect with your own internal voice. And then what are you going to do to make yourself trust that voice more? Have an action plan in mind. I know that since I started trusting my intuition more, I have been so much more comfortable in my own skin to know I know the right answer. I don't have to second guess myself. Just go with what comes to mind. That's what works for me, but you have to decide what works for you. When you're ready, drain the tub or turn the shower off. Let the herbs in the bag dry. You can take them out of the bag, spread them out on a paper towel, however you want to do it, but then burn them to release the energy that's in them, because they will have absorbed the energy that you've connected with in the tub, and you don't want that to just kind of hang out there. You want to let it go and then, be able to experience it again. Collect your stones and then set them in your sacred space or where you meditate to continue to benefit from those energies, because they have also absorbed energies from this ritual, and you want to be able to use that energy and bounce back and forth between charging and being charged by it. If you work in a job like mine, where I'm a coach and an advisor, maybe carry them with you, because those are things you need to, that energy is what you need to do your job. So put them where you're going to benefit most from the energies, and don't stress about looking silly or anything like that for having a bunch of rocks in your pockets. I almost always have rocks in my pockets. I've had rocks in my pockets since I was a kid. I love it. And I hope that you would develop a love for it too. So this is a great ritual for how to develop your intuition, and I hope you have a chance to use it. This week's weekly Oracle Outlook reading is coming from my Empathic Oracle Deck. And if you like this deck, you can order it from my website, which is Energy Tarot Magic, no spaces, .weebly.com. The cards this week include sexual desire, romance, and calmness. Sexual desire should be a healthy part of your life, and it can be a very big part of your life or a very small part of your life, but you want to have a healthy connection and relationship with it. If it isn't, now is the time to determine how you can increase its presence and influence, or increase your level of comfort with it. Spend some time examining what your desires truly are, and then express them with your partner. Talk with them about their own desires, and then make time to enjoy one another. This doesn't mean you have to have sex. It means that you should connect with the feelings of desire you have for one another. Romance can be a blessing or a curse in your life. Make sure you're seeing the reality of yourself and your partner when you look at your relationship with one another. Sometimes romance is used to cover up problems in your relationships. It's better to see and deal with the problems than to let the fantasy of who your partner is become the only thing you know about them. So see their truth, show them yours, and then enjoy the romantic parts. If your partner brings you a gift, thank them, enjoy it, be grateful. If they offer to rub your feet, give you a massage, run a bath for you, cook you dinner, these are all parts of how people show love to one another and how they show romance to one another. Enjoy those things and express your way of love and romance to your partner as well. Sometimes I think in longer term relationships, we forget that romance is important, and this is a time to be reminded. The last one, for calmness, take time to use low energy times and breaks in your activity list to enhance and develop your calm. Work on your inner self. That way, when the tide of demands on your time and energy comes back up, you've given yourself time to heal and work on techniques that will help you remain calm. The lower your stress, the higher your energy vibration, the better you'll feel. I hope you enjoyed this week's Oracle Outlook reading, and we'll tune in for next week. Thank you. I want to thank you very much for your support and watching this show. And I hope that you are following me on Facebook and Instagram so that you can get the free information that I share regularly. On Facebook, you can follow either Spirituality in the 21st Century or Energy Tarot and Magic. On Instagram and YouTube, you can follow Shari Malin. It's ShariMalin. And I would be happy to have you join me in any of those places. I also offer you the opportunity to send any feedback you might have. If you'd like to email any feedback, it's sharimalin@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. So thank you again for joining me for this week's show, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.